Harambe YouTube, it is Unblurred here, and I decided, you know what, I'm going to change it up a little bit. For Saturday, we're not doing the comic book review, we're going to be doing another action figure unboxing. I stumbled upon this at a good price whilst I was out grocery shopping, and I had to pick it up because I am a big fan of this series. You look at the thumbnail you see behind me. Matter of fact, I'll give you a little glance right now. Who do we have there? That's right, Supergirl. Woman of Tomorrow. We go over here to my on-deck reading pile. What do we have here? Supergirl, Woman of Tomorrow. The original comic book series. I got every issue, read it, loved it. So you know I had to get it. We got the Supergirl action figure from the movie Woman of Tomorrow. I have yet to see the movie, but I decided when I first saw this I wanted to get it because the actress, for one, looks very, very close to the actual depiction of Supergirl in Woman of Tomorrow. And I just, it'll be a fun reminder of that. And I've heard a lot of bad things about the movie. I don't listen to that. I'm going to see it myself, judge it for myself, and I may like it, I may not, but I definitely love what Tom King did with this series, which makes me amped to go see that when it comes out on DVD or on streaming. So without further ado, let's get into this action figure here. This is made by McFarlane Toys. I believe it is a 7-inch scale. On the back we have a picture of her holding a sword. It might be in there. Who knows? Yeah, very basic packaging. And as you guys know, I am not a mint on box collector. So I'm going to open this thing up. Okay. I got kind of paranoid there for a second. I was like, did I push record? And I am. Alright, so pull it out of the case here. And it has some twist ties. Now, if you guys are longtime viewers of my channel, you know I use a 3A criteria system in order to rate my action figures. The first A is appearance. Does it look aesthetically pleasing? Does it look like the character or actor it's supposed to represent? Paint details. Things like that. How does it work with the articulation? So on and so forth. And then after appearance, we talk about articulation. How does it move? How does it pose? Are the joints loose or stiff? And even balance. And then my last A is accessories. What does it come with? What do I think of what it comes with? How functional and playable are the accessories? So far, it's a very good likeness. I believe the actress's name is Molly Alcott. I am not too familiar with her. The first time I even remember seeing her in film was at the end of Superman, when she came stumbling in off of a bender at the end of the movie. And we have a card. Alright, so first let's take a look at the appearance. And I'm doing this just like, you guys are seeing what I am saying. So you're going to be getting an honest first look with me. Again, I love the face sculpt. Get a good look at that. You can see she has kind of a snarky grin. And then it comes with an alternate head with more of a serious look. And it doesn't have hair attached. It looks like the hair and the head are both detachable. So we'll check out the functionality on that. I like the cape. It's very similar to the last Supergirl action figure I got from the Justice League movie. exact same material, but a whole different build and appearance. We have the skirt, thick rubber here. It really doesn't hinder the motion that much because it is split on the side where you can't see it. But when you want to move those joints around, it allows for ease of movement. So that's nice. And there's lots of detail in the texturing. We have a lot of variety of texture here, from the very bumpy, you know, detail on the top, very highly articulated, sculpted top, and then going down to the skirt that actually looks real. You know, you can see the, flaps and folds in it, despite it being a thick rubber. I like the boots. It's a great looking action figure. I would give it an A. It does everything functionally that I would want the appearance to do. Let's take a look at how we do this head swap here. This is the first time I'm seeing this. It's actually kind of cool. It's kind of novel. And it's not as complicated as one might think. So I like it. And have to get it on there, make sure it clicks. There we go. So it stays on there securely. All right, so now let's talk about articulation, starting with the head. We have back and forth, a little side to side, a little rotation, but it's going to be hindered by the hair sculpt. And then we have the shoulders. I'm going to take the head off so we can get a better look at the shoulder joints. We have a butterfly cut for extended movement across the chest and backwards as well. And it goes all the way around, up and down. We have a horizontal cut between the shoulder and bicep. And then we have pinned, double jointed elbows. I'm going to switch the heads out real quick. I prefer this head, the one that it came with. But yeah, the elbows do have visible pins, but they blend in quite nicely with that dark blue, so it's really not even an issue here aesthetically. And then the hands, they go, okay, the hands, they have full rotation and up and down movement, which when I first started collecting, a lot of the figures, they had a back and forth, left to right motion on the hands. But with G.I. Joe, they started doing it, and a few other figures, is they have up and down motion, primarily for aiming guns at eye level and other realistic movements. Being that the DC figures don't come with weapons, I don't know why they have the up and down movement. I prefer the left to right if it's not for a weapon functionality. This is just a fist, and it looks like all of the hands here have that same, motion isn't from the hands, it's actual joint here. And so all the hands are going to have that same up and down movement. So yeah, not a big fan of that. And then when we go to the torso, we have it on a swivel with a good amount of movement, but going down to the hip, it's also on a swivel. And when you cannot combine these two swivel points, you actually get a great range of motion in the torso. And then going down to the legs, legs are on a ball joint. We have a thigh cut for left to right movement. Okay, there is no thigh cut, so we just have the ball joint. Looks like going from the hip to the leg. No horizontal cut on the thigh. And then we have double jointed pinned knees. And then there is no calf cut for left to right motion that you would see with your Hasbro G.I. Joes and your AEW and even Mattel action figures. We have The feet and ankle are on, let's see, is this a true wall joint? No, it goes back and forth with a slight side to side, no side to side, just back and forth. But you can rotate it horizontally, the foot joint. And so, as far as articulation, like I said, I gave the appearance an A. The articulation is going to get a C because it is not very pose friendly. It is very rigid. We have no thigh cut. We have no calf cut. The hips, they do swivel, and the upper torso moves well. But next, we're going to talk about the accessories. We pretty much just did. We have the alternate head sculpt, and we have a pointing left hand. See if we can get a good look at that. And then we have an open right hand. And then we have a card, a collector's card with the movie poster and then a picture of her posing on the back with a sword. And so the accessories I could have done without the extra hands and the face sculpt. Because if you look at it, it is not different enough to merit a whole other accessory. And so I am going to give the accessories a rare F. Could have went without them. Didn't need them. Not a big fan of them. I would have much preferred a sword that you see with her hair or something. Or maybe even a trench coat that you see on the movie poster. But just to throw in a couple of hands that I'm not going to put on it. And a head sculpt that I'm not going to use. You know, this is going to be more of a shelf piece as opposed to something I take out and use for photography because she doesn't have that dynamic range of motion. And so I would never use this face sculpt. So yeah, I did get an F, and I believe I did a D or C on the articulation, but a good A on the face. I think for what I paid for it, right below $25. I'm happy with it because I'm a fan of the comic book series and the character. And so I feel good about the purchase for aesthetic reasons, but it is going to spend its time on the shelf behind me here, not really doing too much posing for photography because of the limitations with the articulation and these sparse accessories. So that's what I think. Let me know what you guys think about it in the comments. Did you see the movie? Did you like it? Did you read the source material? What did you think of Tom King's Supergirl, Woman of Tomorrow? Anyway, I'll see you guys next time. Until then, keep buying them action figures and keep reading them books. I'm out.